Okay, great. So we'll have some more people joining us, but we definitely want to be respectful of your time. And I just want to make sure that you guys can see my screen and you can hear me okay. Thumbs up. Okay, so perfect. Okay, good. So thank you for joining our Friday call for the San Diego chapter of Master Networks. And right now we're officially at 7 members. Yay! So Jen, who's on the call, she's our newest member and she's a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker West. And when we do introductions, we'll have her talk a little bit about what she does. And then we have our Christina, who she won't be able to be on the call today, but I just did want to recognize her as a new member. And she is an owner and licensed marriage and family therapist, which we could all use with what's going on with inflation and the economy right now. So, so welcome to our group. Again, we can actually launch our chapter when we hit 15 members. So our goal is to try and build and grow and, you know, talk to as many business owners as possible. So I wanted to, let's see here, ask you, take a quick selfie. I did that this morning. If you want yourself on the screen, share with people that you're part of Master Networks. It's great to show your clients that you are investing in yourself to help build and grow your business, because I think that actually in turn, you know, helps them. So don't be afraid to kind of post it and share it, that you're doing something to help build and grow your business. I think it's a great thing. So I wanted to also let you know that workplace that you're going to have access to as a member. We do have a private Facebook group there. And if you're not in yet, Kristen will help you log into that. And we're going to do a lot of updates and stuff. So this way you don't have to like search for information all throughout email. We'll post it there as well. And as always, we read our why statement. Jen, do you want to do the honors as the newest member?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Okay, why statement. Master Network's mission is to lead a movement of learning-based, service-oriented entrepreneurs and business leaders. Our commitment is to educate, equip, and empower our members so that they are inspired to create and design a legacy beyond the business.
Awesome. We'll like soak that in for a second because it's so true, right? We really do want to lead a movement, and it's been hard to get the message out. I mean, when you're starting something new, always, right? It's hard to get people excited and motivated. And so that's ultimately what my goal is to build a community within San Diego of local businesses that can help grow, you know, and help each other grow and give referrals. Hey, I don't know if you can hear me yet. Hi, Jennifer.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. Perfect timing. So we're going to have everybody do introductions. So if you could just take a moment, you're going to basically say your name, your business name. If you do have a tagline, or if you're offering something special for your business. So this way, or you could even say like who you're looking for, who your perfect referral is. If someone was out there this weekend and met someone that was talking about your business, what would you want one of us on this call to say to them? So if you want to start, Jennifer, I'm going to call Jen, the real estate agent, Jen, and then I'm going to go Jennifer, the acupuncturist, Jennifer. Can you, I can't hear you. Wait, I can't hear you.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, perfect.
My name is Dr. Jennifer Antoine. I'm an acupuncturist at Acupuncture Wellness in Rancho Bernardo, just off the Bernardo Center exit. And I help people basically feel better, and that's both mentally and physically. So if you've got joint pain or gastrointestinal problems, if you've got sexual health or reproductive issues that are, you know, kind of causing a ruckus, or, I mean, kind of anything, I can, you know, help you get back to doing what you love doing. Good patients for me are anybody that's in pain or anybody that has problems. I've treated babies, and my oldest patient was in her 80s. So the spectrum is wide and deep. And if you have anybody that says, oh, my XYZ has been giving me problems, likely acupuncture is a good tool to use for them.
Awesome. I'm going to give you a testimonial at the end.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
All right, Kata, if you could go next.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Tacie Schmidt with Awen Energy. I help people essentially transition to their own, having their own renewable energy at a lower cost than they're paying to SDG&E or whoever their utility is right now. And so that's been helping people out, especially with all the inflation that's happening right now. I love working with teachers and nurses. So I'd love to set up a face-to-face with each of you, actually. I'll put my information in the chat.
Yeah, please. And because you're not a member yet, correct?
I'm not a member of this
Okay.
chapter. I am
Okay.
of another chapter, and I'm currently open to.
Okay. Yeah. So even through the hub, if you want to request face-to-faces with us, everybody, Jennifer and Jen are members. And then Stephanie and Tiffany are on my team. So you could set up a face-to-face and then we could all get on together.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, Jen, it's you. Your turn.
Okay. Jen Gascon, and I work with Coldwell Banker West, and I work with clients all over San Diego County. So I'm not located in just one particular area, and help with listings and buyers. I would say right now with the market shift, it's a little crazy. So if you hear of any sellers out there that are struggling, pricing is going to be such a huge thing right now with listings. So I would love to help, any of them, and especially and buyers right now too, who are a little afraid of what, they think is happening in the market. It's constant education is what we do with Coldwell Banker West. It really helps to, help my buyers and listings understand what's going on. So.
Thanks, Jen.
Yep.
All right, Tiffany.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. I am Tracie's VA, virtual assistant, and I am working from Venezuela. Nice to see you all.
All right, Stephanie.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good morning. I'm Stephanie. I recently joined Tracie's team. I guess referrals would be anybody who needs a mortgage or a refi.
Yeah. And what's your position, Stephanie?
Right now, I'm a loan officer assistant, but hopefully I will be a loan originator soon since I just passed my exam.
Stephanie just passed her test. Yay. Awesome. Thanks, Steph. And my name is Tracie Schmidt. I am a direct residential mortgage lender with Supreme Lending, and I have taken on the task of building a Master Networks chapter in San Diego. When I met the founder of Master Networks, Chaz, he inspired the heck out of me and showed how by building a network, especially in the times that we're in, we can create relationships with people that will carry us forward in our business and continue to create referrals throughout, each other and building relationships and getting to know each other each week. So I'm thankful that you guys are all on the call and that you made it. And I appreciate you investing in your business. So let's go to the next slide. Let's see here. Okay, so I wanted to show just something really quick on Workplace, because when you are a member, this is what you have access to and what I was talking about. So I'm going to play this really quickly. Sorry, darn it, I always do that. Okay, so Workplace is where you can go, and not only will it have our San Diego chapter like group page, but it's where you can actually interact and post information about your business. So the members of Master Networks can actually see what you do. There's a special page for that. you could even go onto the main page with all of the members and just say, hey, I'm a new member of Master Networks. This is what I do. Just wanted to say hi. And, you know, I did a video and I got a lot of responses for it. So if that's something that you're comfortable in doing, it's really, really easy to share. So next, because we're not launched yet, I'm kind of switching it up a little bit. I saw a video with a coach that I've been working with for 4 years. And I think right now, the way that the market is, it's really important for all of us to understand as business owners, kind of what's going on and how we can educate our clients and kind of look forward as to how we can kind of make it through, right, what's happening. So it's a little bit longer of a video, but it's really, really powerful. And Stephanie's heard me say this before. So I know it's really easy to be distracted and be on your computer and do things, but if you could just invest, it's going to be probably around like 11 minutes. And I promise you're going to want to watch it and you're going to get some nuggets from it. And then we're going to talk about it as soon as it's done. So let me just go in here and I'm going to play it really quick. And let me just make sure you can still see my screen. Can you guys see that screen where it says beginning to increase? Okay, here we go.
Inflation beginning to increase.
We're seeing very substantial inflation. It's very interesting. We're raising prices. People are raising prices to us. It's being accepted. I mean, it's not, you know, take home building. I mean, you know, the cost of, we've got 9 home builders in addition to our manufactured housing and then operation, which is the largest in the country. So we really do a lot of housing. The costs are just up. Steel costs just every day. They're going up, and there hasn't yet been, because the wage stuff follows. I mean, if the UAW writes a 3-year contract, we got a 3-year contract. But if you're buying steel at General Motors or someplace, you're paying more every day. So it's an economy really, it's red hot. I mean, and we weren't expecting it. I mean, all our companies, when they thought when we're allowed to go back to work, you know, at our various operations, we closed the furniture stores. I mentioned, you know, they were closed for 6 weeks or so on average. They didn't know what was going to happen when they opened. And, you know, they can't stop people from buying things. And we can't deliver them. But they say, well, that's okay. Nobody else can deliver meat, and we'll wait for 3 months or something. So the backlog grows. And then we thought it would end when the $600 payments ended, I think, you know, around August of last year. It just kept going. And it keeps going and it keeps going and it keeps going. And I get the figures every week. I call, or Pumpkin calls me, and we go over day by day what happened at 3 different stores in Chicago, and Kansas City, and Dallas. And it just won't stop. People have money in their pocket and they pay higher prices. And when corporate prices go up in a month or two, you know, they announce the price increase for our costs are going up. Supply chains all screwed up, you know, for all kinds of people. But it's almost a buying frenzy, except certain areas you can't buy it. You know, you really can't buy international air travel. And so the money is being diverted from a piece of the economy into the rest, and everybody's got more cash in their pocket than, except for, meanwhile, you know, it's a terrible situation for a percentage of the people. You know, this suit, I've been wearing a suit, you know, for a year practically, and that means that the dry cleaner nurse just went out of business. I mean, and nobody's bringing suits out of the get dry cleaned, and nobody's bringing in white shirts. The place where my wife goes, the small business person, if you didn't have takeout and delivery services for restaurants, you got killed. On the other hand, if you've got takeout facilities, you know, same source sales, Dairy Queen are up a whole lot. They adapted, but it is not a price sensitive economy right now in the least. And I don't know exactly how it shows up in different price indices, but there's more inflation going on quite a bit more inflation going on than people would have anticipated just 6 months ago or thereabouts.
Yeah, and there's one very intelligent man who thinks it's dangerous. And that's just the start.
Inflation is going to affect you. It's certain we will have inflation over time. And we are following policies in this country now to stimulate things, which stimulate business, which are bound to have some inflationary consequences. And to the extent that we borrow money from the rest of the world, it would be very human on the part of politicians in the future decide that they would rather pay the rest of the world back in dollars that are worth far less than the dollars they borrowed. I mean, it's the classic way of reducing the impact and cost of external debt, and we're building up a lot of external debt. I always find it interesting when politicians now talk about using the taxpayers' money to do this and the taxpayers' money to do that, and how the taxpayers are paying the bonuses at AIG. We haven't raised taxes at all in this country. I mean, taxpayers are paying nothing beyond what they were paying a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, the federal revenues this year, which were close to 2.6 trillion a couple of years ago, maybe more like 2.3 trillion. So we are taking less money from the taxpayers. The people who are really paying for the things we're doing now will probably be the people who are buying fixed dollar investments, much of it from the US government, and who will find the purchasing power when they go to redeem those investments to be far less. So you might say that the AIG bonus is probably the Chinese are the people that are ultimately paying the most in terms of the loss of purchasing power they will have with their holdings of government bonds, US government bonds many years down the road. But it sounds better to say the taxpayer than to say the Chinese are paying for it. It's an interesting situation. I read that comment every day about how the taxpayers are doing this and that. I haven't had my taxes raised. You haven't had your taxes raised. They're giving me $250 back here pretty soon. Taxpayers haven't paid anything so far. And my guess is that the ultimate price of much of this will be paid by a shrinkage in the real value of fixed dollar investments down the road. And that will be the easiest thing to do. And if it's the easiest thing to do, it's the most likely thing to have happen. So you will see plenty of inflation. Now, the best protection against inflation, listen up, is your own earning power. If you're the best teacher, if you're the best surgeon, if you're the best lawyer, whatever it may be, you will command a given part of other people's production of goods and services, no matter what the currency is, whether it's seashells or rice marks or dollars. So your own earning power is the best by far. If you're the best journalist, whatever it may be, you will get your share of the national economic pie, regardless of the value of whatever the currency may be as measured against some earlier standard. The second best projection is a wonderful business. You will get a given portion of people's labor 20 years from now and 50 years from now for your product, and it doesn't make any difference what's happened to the price level generally, because those are the great assets, your own earning power first, and then the earning power of a wonderful business so you get killed in inflation. And with those guidelines, I would tell you the best thing to do is invest in yourself.
Yes, a young man should become a brain surgeon and invest in Coca-Cola instead of government bonds.
If you discount it back and you're discounting at present interest rates, stocks are very, very cheap. Now the question is what interest rates do over time. But there's a view of what interest rates will be based in the yield curve out to 30 years and so on. It's a fascinating time. We've never really seen what shuffling money in on the basis that we're doing it on a fiscal basis while following a monetary policy of something close to zero interest rates. And it is enormously pleasant. But in economics, there's one thing always to remember. You can never do one thing. You always have to say, and then what? And we're sending out huge sums. I mean, President said it on Wednesday, 85% of the people we're going to get a $1,400 check, or 85%. And a couple of years ago, we were saying 40% of the people never could come up with $400 of cash. So we've got 85% of the people getting those sums. And so far, we've had no unpleasant consequences from it. I mean, people feel better. The people who get the money feel better. And people who are lending money don't feel very good. But it causes stocks to go up. It causes business to flourish. It causes an electorate to be happy. And we'll see if it causes anything else. And if it doesn't cause anything else, you can count on it continuing in a very big way. But there are consequences to everything in economics. That is why the Googles, the Apples, when we don't own Microsoft, we don't, but they are incredible companies in terms of what they earn on capital. They don't require a lot of capital, and they gush out more money. And if you're trying to find bonds that gush out more money from the federal government, we got 100 billion that's gushing out, like, you know, 30 or 40 million dollars a year, or whatever it may be, depending on the short-term rates. So that puts the pressure on, which is exactly, of course, what the monetary authorities want. I mean, they're pushing the economy and they're doing it in Europe. They're even more extreme, and they're pushing, and we're aiding it with fiscal policy, and people feel good, and people have become numb to numbers. You know, the trillions don't mean anything to anybody, and $1,400 does mean something to them. So we'll see where it all leads. But it's Charlie and I consider it the most interesting movie by far we've ever seen in terms of economics, don't we?
Yes, and the professional economists, of course, have been very surprised by what's happened. It reminds me of what Churchill said about Clement Attlee. He said he was a very modest man and had a great deal to be modest about. And that's exactly what's happened with the professional economists. You know, they were so confident about everything. It turns out the world is more complicated than they thought.
Keynes said it many years ago that it's an invisible tax that only one man in a million really understands. And it's a tax on people that have had faith in their currency that the government's issued. That the best protection, the best investment against inflation is to improve your own earning power, you know, your own talents. Very few people maximize their talents. And if you increase your talents, they can't tax it while you're doing it. They can't take it away from you. So if you become more useful in your activities, your profession, you know, doctor, lawyer, whatever it may be, that is the best protection against a currency that might decline at a rapid rate. And the best investment, passive investment, I think is a good business. If you own an interest in a good business, you're very likely to maintain purchasing power no matter what happens to the currency. But it's interesting, in the United States, the value of the dollar since I was born has declined by 94% to 6 cents. So inflation is a very cruel tax on people who believe in fixed dollars, but things can work out pretty well even during inflationary times. I mean, if somebody told me when I was born, you know, that the dollar bill was going to go to 6 cents, I might have said, you know, let me go back. I'm not interested in emerging into that kind of a world, but actually it's worked out pretty well. So I have no complaints. So you will see plenty of inflation. Now, the best protection against inflation, listen up, is your own earning power. If you're the best teacher, if you're the best surgeon, if you're the best lawyer, you know, whatever it may be, you will command a given part of other people's production of goods and services, no matter. So your own earning power is the best by far. If you're the best journalist, whatever it may be, you will get your share of the national economic pie, regardless of the value of whatever the currency may be as measured against some earlier standard. The second best protection is a wonderful business. You will get a given portion of people's labor 20 years from now and 50 years from now for your product. And it doesn't make any difference what's happened to the price level generally. Because so those are the great assets, your own earning power first, and then the earning power of a wonderful business. With those guidelines, I would tell you the best thing to do is invest in yourself. It's a wonderful business.
Ooh. So we obviously repeated the second part because that was something important to get across to people. So I'm going to go to the next screen. Hold on one second. And just wanted to take a second for us to kind of talk about it. The interesting thing is that video was posted in April, right? And we're in June. So what they were talking about in April, where it's like, we'll yet to see what's going to happen. We're 2 months after that video was posted. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit and have you guys, you know, kind of share what you got from that. And then I just put a couple of notes here that kind of like engaged me. So it's an open floor. If you guys want to share kind of like some feedback on that, that would be great. Anyone?
Definitely the part about investing in yourself. That's why we're here. So,
Yep.
and just like making your best business, that's your best way to tackle the inflation is just be the best, business person that you can.
Absolutely. Anybody else?
It reminds me of a podcast I listened to the other day. Does anyone listen to Impact Theory with Tom Bellew?
Mm-mm.
So he had a guest on talking about essentially there were like, it was a lesson about kind of what's going on right now and his take on it, right? And just, but essentially the importance of owning assets and so this is like a representation of that. Your business is your asset.
Mm-hmm.
But like diversifying that, right? So, I mean, he mentioned a lot of things, obviously, like, just assets, real estate, stocks, even gold he talked about. But as far as like, I just think those assets that are there, they're worth something, even if the dollar right now that you have is worth half as much later, kind of a thing.
Absolutely. And even investing in real estate, right, with interest rates going up, it's the value of the dollar could go down, but you're locked into a certain rate of interest over a long period of time, right? Over 30 years. So your house is going to have value, right? Your payment could stay the same at that interest rate, even though the value of the dollar goes down. So when you go to sell that asset, you're going to have that full, equity position. So anybody else? It gives me like chills when I don't know it's like the 5th time I've watched that video, but Steph, come on. I know you have some input.
I mean, I just think that, with the economy, like it's cyclical. Like we see, these things happen, but they always come around again. And, you watch the news or see stuff on social media and like they prey on your fears, right? You can start freaking out, or you can just focus and continue to grow your business and invest in yourself. And those that don't will get weeded out, and those that work on it will still be there.
Exactly. And that's the goal with everybody on this call is that, we like, and I put it, we thrive during inflation instead of like just surviving, right? And waiting for that next cycle to hit. So, Jennifer, anything you want to add as a business owner?
Well, I think, first, can you send that link to me? Because I didn't really get to hear the whole thing.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I'll send you the YouTube link. I'll send it to everybody so you can, if you want to share it with your teams or your staff or whatever.
Yeah, because it was kind of hard to hear, but I feel like I agree with the thought that if you're investing in good businesses, you'll survive kind of in the end, like what Stephanie said. If you're making good business decisions, sound business decisions, it might go up and down and you might lose a little bit, but if it's a sound decision, you're going to win in the end anyway. And, me with acupuncture, I've got probably 10 or 12 acupuncturists within inside of a mile from my front door of my clinic. So investing in me and continuing to do the learning. And I feel like those who just do the minimum to open the door and treat people, or if you're not constantly learning more about your field or more about what you do, you kind of get left by the wayside. So
yeah,
that's why they told us in school, that we're going to teach you enough to like do the basics, but the real learning will start once you get out into your practice. And I know some people I graduated with who are already kind of stagnant in what they're doing, and that's just never going to work.
No.
They have to keep learning, always moving forward, always, strive to be the best in your field.
Well, it also helps, and that's kind of taking it back to this network, right? It's having hopefully 20 or 30 other people promoting you and your business out there, and then they promote you, and it's like kind of that chain reaction, right? And so, and that's, people were spending money when they were getting the stimulus checks. I mean, you tried to order a couch and it took like 3 months. I literally put an order in for a car because my lease was up in March and it's not starting to production until July. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to extend my lease. Like what, and it's like, so we stimulated things, and then the businesses were stimulated. And again, the best protection is your own earning power, right? It's a commitment. you're going to get your share, the business, invest in yourself. And very few people maximize their talents. And that's really what the goal is for us to figure out together through these calls, how we can help each other maximize your talents to help do business better. And I loved, if you become more useful in your profession, that is the best protection against a currency that might decline at a rapid rate. So what are your competitors doing? Have you Googled them? Have you looked them up? Are you seeing what are they out there? What can you do to be one level above them? And so I thought that was great. The next slide here was just something that I wanted to just kind of share, like maybe some ideas of how you can stand out. Right now we don't want to spend a lot of money, but social media and video are free ways of advertising your business. And it's a great way to get the message out. You can share with others why you are the best at what you do. How do you stand out? How does your business stand out? Why should they work with you versus someone else? And so I just wanted to list all of the places. These are all places that I'm currently marketing in, and they're all free, right? So if YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, having a Google business page, Master Networks, when you're a member within Master Networks, you can go through all of those places with people throughout the country. Nextdoor, Alignable, Facebook, starting a Facebook group, Yelp business page, video text messaging, right? So coaching, our goal is to do 10 video text messages a day. I can't tell you that if you actually do that and stick to it, you will have at least 1 to 2 people from those text messages going back and asking you about your business without you even mentioning in those messages what you're doing, right? So it's like just hey, happy Friday. I hope you have an amazing weekend. It's Jen. We haven't talked in a while, Mr. Client. I just wanted to touch base. Hope you and your family are doing great. Let me know if you need anything. That's it, right? And they're just remembering now, oh, Jen, she was my real estate agent, right? And then it kind of clicks in their mind that if they come across someone, it puts you at top of mind again. Right. So those are some things that you could do that are free. Of course, there's paid advertisement and marketing companies and all these other things that you can do. But hopefully you're utilizing all of these avenues in your business. If you're not and you need help with one of them, that's what I feel like I'm here for. Right. That's my goal is to kind of help the people that join this network build and grow. So does anybody have any questions on any of that or anything else that you're using for free that you want to add to the list? Nope, that covers it all, right? Okay, awesome. So the next slide, I just want to go through, we know the benefits of Master Networks, right? Hopefully you got some value out of that, and I'll send everybody the YouTube link. We have our 1 hour weekly meetings. We try to start on time and end on time to be respectful of people's time. Ben mentioned last week, our member, our financial advisor, that he was going to be on vacation with his wife, I think this week, right? They were going somewhere. And then Kim, who is with Centera Properties, she's a member. She wasn't able to come because I think she had something with her family as well. So, and Elizabeth, our notary, she's not on, but the goal is for you guys to really commit to the 1 hour weekly meeting. If you can't make it, that's okay, but you can always have a substitute for you. So you can have someone from your team, from your company, a partner, get on the call for you. So at least you're gaining that information and you're able to continue to promote your business. So rotating agenda. So once we actually launch, when we hit 15 members, we'll be using the agenda that Master Networks gives out to the chapters. For now, I'm using the base of their program. And then as you can see kind of each week, like last week, we did the speed networking. This week, I wanted to talk a little bit about, marketing and stuff like that. So, but we'll always talk about something different. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions of topics you want to cover, just let me know. Exclusivity. So of course, once you're a member and you've been accepted into the chapter, no one else serving that specialty will be accepted. So we do believe in exclusivity with Master Networks. And the goal is really training and development. So there are other networking groups out there, but we're not going to push you did you give Jen a referral today? And just, kind of sit there and beat people for referrals. This is about training, development, growth, relationships. So that's what kind of this networking group is about. Membership options, you know that there is no long-term contract. So you pay monthly as you go. And basically it's really easy to sign up. So if you're not a member of the network, I can help you, sign up to become a member. When you are a member, you want to make sure that if you do invite someone to join, you use your affiliate member link because it's actually going to provide you $10 for every member that you have joined Master Networks that is in good standing, yourself and that member. So, and I want to talk a little bit about who we're looking for. So again, the goal is to get to 15. Insurance, it's been harder than I thought to get someone that does like homeowners insurance and auto insurance or life insurance or commercial insurance. So we're definitely looking for that seat. That's a core seat within the network. So if you know of someone in that area and you don't feel comfortable about talking about Master Networks, just let me know and I can have that conversation. Kristen is also available. She's our success coach that can help have those conversations as well. So I just wanted to get some feedback from you guys. And I know, Jen, you're fairly new, and Jennifer and Kata, I don't know because you have experience in a different network. Are you getting any feedback from people, or do you feel, is it hard to kind of talk about Master Networks, or is there anything that you have questions on, like inviting people to join the calls on Fridays? No?
I would just like to know who you gave insurance. Is there any other core members that we're looking for?
Everybody on this list, can you still see my screen where it says who we're looking for?
Yes.
Okay, so the seats that we have filled right now, we have financial planner, real estate agent, property manager, notary, and we have acupuncturist, and then we have financial planner. I don't know if I said that already. And a mortgage lender, duh, that's me. So that's 7. So anybody else in this, these are just ideas. So we were saying like the person that does your hair, your dog groomer, if you have like a family member that's in a certain type of business, they don't have to own the business, but if they're in a sales position and they help make more money by getting referrals, that's the type of business that we're looking for. Someone that does mechanic work, plumbers, electricians. I know when I have a problem, it's really hard to find someone that's a good plumber or an electrician or a contractor, a pest inspector, yoga instructor, personal trainer, chiropractor is another really good one. I personally don't go to a chiropractor often, but if you just have a relationship or know someone, that's a good chiropractor. Let's see. I'm trying to, they were saying funeral directors are usually a really good source of referrals because they're dealing mostly with people in different financial situations and life events. So legal, attorneys. So like trust attorney, real estate attorney, family attorney, personal injury.
I would love to talk about, if you want to talk about the process of how we should be connecting with them, because I definitely have a few people that I want to reach out to. I have not yet.
Yeah, absolutely. So what they say to do is give just as little information as possible. So it would be like, hey, I just joined a networking group in San Diego. It's called Master Networks. And we're looking to fill your seat as a homeowner's insurance person. I would love for you to check out our next call to see what it's about. And that's really about it, because they're like, it's just kind of getting them an idea of that it's a network and that we need their seat. Right. And hopefully when they attend the call, like we've had a lot of people attend calls and it's not for everyone, and that's okay. But we will find that right person that's a right fit. So and then usually what people will do, like with Ben, for example, he'll talk to someone and then he'll ask me to reach out to them as well, just because I've been working with Master Networks for about almost 3 months now, just figuring out how to build the network. So I'll usually call them myself and just be like, hey, it's so nice to talk to you. I'll give them a little bit more info. I can share like the website of Master Networks. I have videos posted everywhere. So I can really help, kind of engage with that also. And honestly, people usually will say, well, I'm already part of a group, or, I was part of BNI or LaTip and I just didn't like it. What I say to that is, this is very different than those. We don't knock any other groups, but we also don't say that you have to be exclusive to master networks. You do have the ability to be within our network and other networks as well. And so, again, it's different. We're relationship based, we're training and development based, and we're not going to hit you over the head asking for referrals every single week. So although we love them, but we're not going to count them. Right. Does that help, Jen?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
And I have been in other groups before where they
Have you?
did beat you down for who'd you refer this week? And sometimes you just don't have the opportunity every week.
You don't. And it's so hard to get a seat. I mean, in our core industries, right? It was like, oh, we always have a lender. And so that's why, it's like, all right, well, we're just going to start our own and get an amazing group of people and people that we want to see and hang out with. And I can't wait till we're at 20, 30 people and we have a little mixer in person. Jennifer has offered up her space, which I was actually at yesterday. And we're going to go to the testimonial part of it. But look, Jennifer, my pinky's better. Yay. So I couldn't move my pinky for some reason. I have been working on my mouse too much. So I emailed Jennifer yesterday, I think it was 6 a.m. because I haven't been able to sleep for 2 days. And I'm like, I need to see you. Can I come in? And she's like, yeah, just come on in. And I'm like, okay. So it was awesome. And I went there and I got my first treatment and I booked 4 more just because it's not a one-time fix, as I learned from Jennifer, but her office was amazing. The front person was great and warming and welcoming. And Jennifer was just, you explained everything to me and made me feel comfortable. And it was awesome. So if you've never gotten acupuncture, I highly suggest it. There's my testimonial. And my pinky is better, by the way. And I worked out this morning and it felt great. So
Good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that you're feeling better.
thank you. Anybody else want to give a testimonial or referral or anything?
I can for you, Tracie.
Oh, thanks.
I've worked with Tracie for many years, and man, if you want to get a loan done, she's the one to get it done. It's amazing.
Oh,
It's just so easy to work with and just easy to get a hold of. So that's so important in this business.
Thanks. That makes me happy. Well, I hope to give testimonials for all of you soon. And so I don't even know, are we? Yeah, so we're a little bit early. Does anybody have any questions on anything, or we're going to take a break next week because it's the first before a long weekend that we all deserve, and hopefully come back recharged. I will kind of just send some messages out to everybody so we can try and get as many people as possible on our next call, which I think is going to be on July 8th. So we'll do our next call July 8th. That gives us 2 weeks to even fill members. So if you have anybody in the meantime, I'll do a one-on-one and then I'll introduce them to Kristen, and they don't have to necessarily wait for that next call to jump on. So let me know. Anybody want to have any parting words, any words of wisdom and motivation for the weekend?
It's not necessarily words of wisdom or motivation, but I am potentially hiring an assistant to work with me in the clinic area, and potentially I might have to switch out my front office person. So if anybody has any recommendations of people who, might want to work in an acupuncture office, that would be great.
Awesome. So do they have to have experience with acupuncture?
No. Nope.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
And Jen's office has the best hours in the world. Jennifer's office has the
That
best
is
hours.
Good job.
I was like, damn, you close at what time? I'm like, I want your hours.
I know.
So awesome. Anybody else? Tiffany's amazing. Hopefully we'll do a little presentation on hiring a virtual assistant, because she has been a game changer in my business the last, how long have we been together? I feel like it's been years, but
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Today.
So, and Tiffany doesn't really know me, but Stephanie knows me and Jen knows me and knows that I'm a hard person to please in work. And Tiffany has been great. I want to give you a shout out. You've been present. You've been amazing. You're all the way in Venezuela, and I feel like you're literally in an office next to me. We Zoom every single day, and you're great with my clients. I mean, you've been doing an amazing job. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Thank you. I want to give back the shout out because I have an amazing teacher, which is Tracie. She has taught me a lot. And when I tell you a lot, it's a lot for 3 weeks, but she's amazing.
Thank you. All right. Enough love. I'm blushing. All right, everybody. Anything else? If not, have an amazing weekend.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye. Have a good
Bye, guys.
weekend.
Okay. Bye.